While the advantages of Facebook Live to online businesses can be fairly obvious, there is actually tremendous scope for offline businesses to use Facebook Live to get more business, to get more people through the door. Now, many offline businesses already harness the power of Facebook to build their brand and to encourage customers to visit. Now, with Facebook Live, you can take that to the next level. You can give some personality and you can show what's going on behind the scenes. And this is one exciting type of content that offline businesses can use. And again, it builds trust. It builds trust in the business and in the brand. Let me give you some examples. Now, let's say you own a restaurant. A big concern for a lot of people is kitchen cleanliness. You often read in local newspapers or see on local TV news about how a certain restaurant has been raided by the health department and shut down, and you hear horror stories about people who've got food poisoning and all the rest of it. So some people are a bit wary about eating in certain restaurants because they're not sure how clean it is behind the scenes. Well, let's say you could do a behind-the-scenes tour if you happen to own a restaurant, and you can show the standard of hygiene and cleanliness in your restaurant kitchen to reassure customers that your food is safe, that you take hygiene seriously, and so on. Or another thing that you could do if you have a restaurant is you could have your chef prepare a new dish. You could show the audience your chef actually putting this dish together, actually cooking it right there in front of their very eyes, live, so they know that there's nothing being edited around. They know that this is actually happening at the time that they're watching it. And then you could, say, offer a discount to anyone who makes a reservation in, X minutes, quoting a reference code, that they'll be able to have this particular new dish at a discount. And especially if you're running a restaurant and it's a slow night, there's not a lot of people coming in, this might help to get people through the doors. Something else that you could do if you own a bricks and mortar store and you're opening a new store or you're introducing a new product line, you could give a sneak peek behind the scenes. You could give a virtual tour of your new store before it opens. You should give an idea as to the new product line. And that's going to give you a competitive edge, and it's going to generate interest, and it's going to make more people be inclined to come through the door. You can also use Facebook Live to do Q&As for your business, a question and answer session. And you can use it, as you're saying, to show off products. And you can use it to do special offers. You can give a discount code out over Facebook Live and say that anybody who comes in within the next X number of days with that discount code can get 10% off or get something for free. And that's going to encourage people to come in. And if you're launching some kind of event, then this is the perfect opportunity to get people involved, because you can get the word out and you can actually, it's like you're talking to them about it one-on-one. If your business isn't focused on media creation and internet marketing, then you probably don't want to invest all of your time into creating content for the web. However, what you can do is stream events, interviews, Q&As and backstage passes, and then promote those via Facebook and other social media. And these will both help you to build more brand visibility and trust with your existing fans, and it's going to help new people to discover your organization. What you could do is simply set up a camera in the corner of your room. And the longer you leave it running, the more followers you'll get. And there's no reason for you to have to change your routine at all if you have an exciting and bustling business. And with Facebook Live, at the time that I'm making this video, you can actually stream for up to 90 minutes. So it's an hour and a half to let people see what it's like behind the scenes in your organization. And it's a bit like a webcam, but it's streamed via Facebook Live. You'll need to get another smartphone or tablet to do this, and you'll also need a good Wi-Fi connection. And if your premises are open to the public, if you've got a shop or a bricks and mortar store, then you'll want to put the camera somewhere where it's not likely to get stolen, such as the times we live in now. And of course, you won't be able to use it for anything else at the same time. So it might be something you could put your old iPhone to good use, and it's a good excuse to get another one. In this video, I want to talk about how musicians can use Facebook Live, because harnessing the power of Facebook and Facebook Live can really help get your band or get your music noticed. Now, of course, back in the old days, it was very hard to get your band noticed. You had to play in clubs, you had to play at venues and concerts, you might even have to go busking in the street or on the London Underground to get your audience's attention so that they would actually hear your music, so they would know who you were and really get the word out there. And of course, you're at the mercy of unscrupulous promoters who might try to rip you off along the way. Then came the internet and the rise of social media sites, and MySpace became particularly popular with musicians. But let's face it, how many people use MySpace anymore? Facebook soon became the de facto place for musicians to find fans. Up-and-coming bands use it, and even long-established acts like the Rolling Stones have a presence on Facebook. And Facebook Live really takes this to the next level, because Facebook Live lets your audience see and hear you. Now, I know that you can do this already with YouTube, but Facebook Live adds an extra live edge to things. And you can use this to build your following or your fan base. You can bring yourself or your band to the attention of record companies, to the attention of promoters, and to A&R people. And one way that you can do this is to live stream concerts exclusively for your followers. So your followers will get to hear your new song before anybody else. They'll get to hear your band play special concerts just for them. This is very powerful stuff. You can hold a special private concert for your fans that nobody else who isn't following you on Facebook Live is going to be allowed to see. So that's very powerful, because it means that you're tying in your audience, because you're giving them something special, something that nobody else can have. And you can also hold Q&As, question and answer sessions about your band, where people can send you questions and you can answer them live on air. And they can also make comments while you're doing this, so they can send you questions while the Q&A session is in progress. Or you could play requests. You could get people to message you and ask you to play a particular number, and you can simply play that exclusively for the person who's requested it. That's pretty powerful stuff. And you can stream up to 90 minutes, which is plenty of time, really. So you can give your followers really good value there. And of course, this isn't just for people who are singers or people who are in rock or pop bands either. It can fit any type of musical genre. If you're a country western singer or a band, or if you're a jazz musician, or even a classical musician, like a concert pianist or something, you can still use these techniques to reach a wider audience. And even once you're an established band, I'm waiting to see the first Rolling Stones concert over Facebook Live. I'm sure it'll be coming at some point in the future. So there you go, just a few ways that musicians can use Facebook Live. One of the things that Facebook recommend when it comes to Facebook Live is that you should be creative and you should broadcast often. And I'm going to delve a bit deeper into this topic in this video. Now, why should you be creative and broadcast often? Well, I suppose the main reason is to avoid being boring. If you're just going to do the same old presentation time and time again, you're going to drive people away. So you want to make sure that when you're giving your presentations, if you're giving a presentation to camera, it's on a slightly different topic, that you use a slightly different technique, different camera angles, maybe from a different location, that sort of thing. Because, as the old saying goes, variety 'tis the spice of life. So try broadcasting from different locations. Now, obviously, provided that there's a Wi-Fi or a 4G signal, of course. Or you can talk about different topics to do with your niche. You know, you might perhaps give a demonstration of a product. If you sell a physical product as an affiliate, you could actually demonstrate how this works live on air, and then you could have the link to buy it in your Facebook page. You could perhaps, if you're an internet marketer, you're in the IM niche, you could talk about a particular aspect of internet marketing, a different one every time. You might be able to do that from a different location, provided you've got somebody else to hold the smartphone. Of course, they might watch over your shoulder while you're doing something online exactly at that moment, that sort of thing. So it's going to give people lots of different reasons to tune in, because each episode is going to be different. And if you think about it, if you watch a chat show, there's all sorts of chat shows in different countries all over the world, you'll find that they follow a similar format, but they have different interesting people on every time. And that's something that you might also want to do as part of a Facebook live stream, is to interview people and have a different person on every time. And it's just going to keep it interesting. It's just going to keep it varied. Something else that you want to do is to broadcast at regular times to build a following. And you want to let people know ahead of time when your broadcast is going out, and you want to build anticipation and you want to build referrals. Because if people watch one broadcast on Facebook Live that you've done, they're likely to tell their friends, particularly their Facebook friends, about it, and then you can build your following exponentially, because they will tune in and watch and tell their friends and so on. And of course, another reason to broadcast often is that old saying, out of sight, out of mind. People may tune in once out of curiosity just to see who you are and what you're talking about, and perhaps they may have got an email from you in the past, or they may have bought one of your products, that sort of thing, so they might tune in once just to make sure that you are really a real person and see what you look like and hear what you sound like and that sort of thing. But they'll soon forget about you if you don't keep giving them a reason to come back. So you do need to make sure that you broadcast regularly and that you vary the topics that you broadcast on. And when you give them a regular date for their diary and your videos are entertaining and informative, they'll come back time and time again. And of course, Facebook Live is so new. It's launched at the beginning of 2016, so you're practically guaranteed an audience. And of course, it's unlikely that many marketers in your niche are using it yet. So this gives you an edge, because you're going to be the go-to guy or go-to girl in your niche that people tune into on Facebook Live. And this gives you the opportunity to get out in front and to stay there. Everybody else is going to be playing catch up. So you can make sure that you stay ahead of the curve.